Shalom, 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 peace. Welcome to another episode of DSTM, episode number 197, if I'm correct. 197, if I'm correct. All praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh Shai. It's your brother IQAhmath. I acquire first name. IQ is all the same. All the same. All right. Hopefully everybody's doing well, man. It's a hump day. Hump day. All praises to the Most High, man. We halfway there. A couple more days until we enter our rest. Hopefully everybody's doing well. If you have not already yet, man, make sure you wipe your feet. When you come on in here, man, show some respect. Wipe your feet. Hit the like button. Do that honor. Do that pleasure. Do that favor for your brother. Would you? All right. Messengers of the Covenant is the congregation. Again, this is Don't Shoot the Messenger, DSTM. All right. Going to make this one really quick today. Just got a couple of things to cover. Obviously, there's a lot going on. We'll talk more, most high permit, this upcoming Shabbat. Going to try to do a Friday Night Lights. If I don't, you know I'll be back that Sabbath morning. Okay, we'll see how that evening plays in for me. But we're going to try to do it, man. One way or the other, Lord willing, we'll follow up and do a more detailed, more in-depth DSTM. But I didn't want to let this day go by as the news keeps flowing in without touching on a couple of things, you know, as we're entering into this era known as 2023. Things are moving at breakneck speed, man. It gives more credence to where Yahweh Shai spoke about the time being cut short for the elect's sake. Because things are moving so fast, it's not even funny. So give me a minute. I just wanted to pull up a couple of other articles and we'll get right to it, y'all. Get right to it, man. That one. And I think that's it. That's it for right now. That's it for right now. We'll get in more depth. Most High willing again this Shabbat. All right. So let me go ahead and share my screen. A multiplicity, if that's a word, of things going on, man. You know, we're going to start off talking about the transformer community, the LGBTQ HIV plus community are on a rampage now. As you can see, we've just witnessed and saw a mass shooting go down in Tennessee, held out, you know, which was so confusing to me. You know, initially I seen the story and it said, you know, it was carried out by a woman, former student. And, you know, you're looking at it and you're thinking it's a teen girl. You know, they said it was a woman. Now, once the evidence has become more clear, this was a trans woman who was trying to be a man, as everybody's seeing. Let me share my screen and let me show you what I'm talking about, man. Obviously, y'all already know what time it is, man. I'm just giving my 2 cents on you know, what we've witnessed. Okay. Oh, you know what? One more thing before I forget. I found an interesting video that I wanted to share with y'all too. Let me find that one. Give me 1 second, y'all. 1 second. My computer is moving slow as you would think. The day that I don't have a lot of time to spare. Here we go. This thing starts acting up. All right. Here we go. So let me go ahead and share my screen with y'all, man. We'll get busy. All right. Apologies for the delay, but here we go. All right. So everybody knows by now. Now they've changed the headlines. Initially, when it was put out there yesterday, it was woman shooter, right? Now they're being more controversial with the titling when they acknowledge a trans female. You know, Interesting point I heard being made is, what did they determine she was during her autopsy since she got killed in the shootout with the police? You think the coroners are going to say this was a male that carried this out? Oh, now all of a sudden, when it's a crime that's happened, a mass shooting that happens, now we want to call them what they are. Oh, it was a woman shooter. They're not saying a male shooter, are they? But this is the age we're supposed to be politically correct. We're supposed to be bowing down to the cult of the Transformers. But no, now they're getting put on blast. So look at this. Trans female, former student, 28, armed with the 2 assault rifles and a handgun, kills 3 9-year-old kids and 3 staff members at Nashville private Christian school after writing a manifesto and drawing up maps on a church campus. Well, let's just look at a couple of scriptures, man. Just a couple to show and prove, just one instance, according to the scriptures, right? Is this acceptable in what's going on? Now, this wasn't her case per se. But this is for those who are thinking about, oh, maybe I need to go ahead and do my transitioning surgeries or whatnot. Deuteronomy 23:1, he that is wounded in the stones or hath his private member cut off, he shall not enter into the congregation of the Lord. So any Israelite who's thinking of chopping up male, think about chopping off your rod or going to get a vasectomy, that's being wounded in the stones. One of those, these are premeditated medical issues that you got going on. Being wounded in the stone, a man could have been wounded in war. That's why even the scriptures tell you, man, you're not even supposed to be striking a man in his groin area. That was punishable as a sin if you went and struck a man in his balls. Right? The Lord took the seed of man, the seed of the Israelite man, very serious. It's a holy seed. The scriptures tell us that in Nehemiah. But you're not supposed to be cutting off your privy member or wounding your stones, meaning your procreative sac, purposefully to go out and change your sexes. We know that that's wrong, right? Leviticus 18. We should know this one too. Oops. 18:22. Thou shalt not lie with mankind as with womankind. It is an abomination. So we know the sexual natures in which individuals are carrying themselves out with. Were they saying they're making choices? Were they saying it's not a choice, but I can make a valid argument that it is. They're not to do that. Not to do that. Okay. Shalaki, I said Nehemiah. It's Ezra. Let's look at this. Ezra 9:2. It's talking about the priesthood and what they did. Verse 2 says, for they have taken of their daughters for themselves and for their sons, so that the holy seed have mingled themselves with the people of those lands. Yea, the hand of the princes and the rulers have been chief in this trespass. So coming out of Babylon, here we now transitioning into the Persian and the Mede, captivity, the resurrecting of our people, being able to be taught back with the laws and the commandments, and getting back being a holy people again is being held underway under Nehemiah, Ezra, and wow, I'm drawing a blank. I was about to say Zebedee, but not Zebedee. Good Lord, why did I draw a blank? Well, y'all know. Jeez. All right, I drew a blank, but nonetheless, we're talking about the holy seed of Israel. We're not supposed to be spoiling it and going against that, right? So, trans female, here, shout up to school, man. Shout up to school. The shooting took place on Monday at the Covenant School in Nashville. Shooter has been named as 28-year-old Audrey Hale, who lives nearby. They had the body cam footage. I'm sure everybody's seen it by now. Okay. Haley Scruggs is seen with her father, Chad Scruggs, the pastor of the Presbyterian Church affiliated with the school. So this was a Christian school, the Covenant School. Ironically, look at that. And here goes the shooter, Audrey Hale, dressed in her masculine attire. It's so funny when we bring up Deuteronomy 22:5. It's always focused on, women should not wear that which pertained to a man. Okay, so yeah, we see this right here is an abomination. What's she got on though? Pants. See, this is the embodiment of her trying to portray a masculine attire. Yeah, we know that also pertaineth means things or instruments of war or accessories and things of that nature. However, as those things transition into designer clothes, because everybody's wearing tunics and things of that nature, but we know that there were certain cuts for men. There was certain warlike apparel that men wore that women were not allowed to wear. When you look at the armies and you look at the warfare now, men are out there in pants going to war. That's part of the accessories and the regalia that men would wear, right? We also know that men shouldn't be wearing what pertains to a woman. So men shouldn't be running around with dresses and mini skirts on and heels and lashes and all that other stuff. Pumps on and stuffing their chest with socks and halter tops, catfishing dudes. No. This is why the confusion is out, right? And look at this. No. Look at this one. This is why the confusion is there. This is why the broad went wild. The confusion that Babylon portrays, the so-called freedoms that they allow people to express, the confusion that they allow people to run around here scratching their head, changing their gender. I mean, I saw a video. No, was it a video? I can't recall what it was. But all of these identifiers of gender now, non-binary, I'm queer, I'm gay, I'm straight, I'm bi, it's all over the place. When the Most High just said male and female created he them, period. And they're to be fruitful and multiply. Those two alone. Nashville shooter who was under a doctor's care for a, quote, emotional disorder. Oh, the excuses is already there. Oh, let's feel bad for her. She was going through some things. She was emotionally distraught. I wonder if those same emotional disorders were being treated with psychoactive drugs. Do you think that this doctor may have some responsibility for what's going on? New details have emerged from Monday's shooting in Nashville that left 3 children and 3 adults dead. An assailant targeted a Christian school. Making it the latest American community to be rocked by despair and trauma of gun violence. Police are searching for a motive. You know that the trans community, the last mass shooting, I believe that happened down in Alabama, was carried out by one of that community. I mean, where's that? Where are these activists at that's supposed to be coming out to condemn the actions of one of their own? Are they out there? Have you seen them? No. I'm gonna show you what they're doing though. They're doubling down. Watch this. New details have emerged from Monday's shooting in Nashville that left 3, blah, 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 blah. We read that. At a news conference Tuesday, Metropolitan Nashville Police Chief John Drake said authorities learned through interviews with the assailant's parents that the shooter had legally purchased 7 firearms from 5 local gun stores. 3 were used in the attack at the Covenant School, Drake said. So, opportunity presents itself. We talked about it for a while now. Slow Biden said that gun control was at the top of his agenda after him winning the November primaries. That was going to be one of the things on his agenda. Abortion was going to be one of the things on his agenda. As the old saying goes, never let a good crisis go to waste. They're quick to run straight to the celebrities and run straight to the other politicians and say enough is enough. I mean, we've heard all of those words before. Enough is enough. We've got to do something. Karine Jean-Pierre, lapdog bed wench for the White House, she comes out and we've said it enough. Enough is enough. We've got to do something. So they move to ban assault weapons and all of that is in full flare. They obviously they're going to use this as opportunity to step their games up with background checks and the whole nine. Why? Because it's because of emotional issues is going on. So now psychiatric tests and who knows what is going to have. You're going to be qualified before you can buy ammo, buy your guns, all this other stuff. Clearly, she had emotional disorder because she thought she was a dude. The parents said that the shooters, whose authorities identified a 28-year-old former student, Audrey Hale, was under doctor's care for an emotional disorder. Drake said law enforcement knew nothing about the treatment the shooter was receiving. Oh, as if they would have mercy on her if they did. But the parents felt the shooter would not own weapons. Of course they did. Drake said the assailant's parents believed that the shooter had sold their only weapon and were unaware other weapons were hidden within the home. The attacker left their parents' home on Monday carrying a red bag and dismissed questions about what was inside. See, if it had been reported that the shooter was suicidal or was going to kill someone, had that been known to us, then we would have tried to get those weapons, Drake said. He did not explain what that would entail or how that might work legally. Her best friend was a sister, ironically. Who knows what that type of relationship was? She got a suicide note and alerted the police. That's how they even made way to figure out what was going on. Audrey Hale. Oh, look at that. They said if we had known, we would have treated different. Friend says she contacted authorities after messaging with Nashville shooter Audrey Hale on the morning of an attack. So, too little, too late, right? And her friend is a J. How fast did they react and to the tech, to her being alerted or whatnot? Who knows? Of course, the cops are being celebrated because these particular cops down there in Nashville or in Tennessee handled the situation much better than the Uvalde guys down there in Texas. 6 people still died. One an Israelite. But of course, they're going to applaud the heroes. They're going to applaud the heroes. Look at this. So you would think that the protesters in the trans community would come out in swarms to condemn these shootings, right? But what do? Controversial group behind Trans Day of Vengeance. They're choosing violence. They're waging war. They're online posting videos with them with assault weapons and the whole nine, and they're saying April 1st, this Saturday, on the Shabbat, they're going out full strength to march on DC to demand their respect. Now, I remember saying this 2016, 2017, maybe 2018. I'll give that at the latest. But it was at least 5-6 years ago. And I did a current event class back then in my old school and told them the trannies are going to come for it all. They're going to want to control it all. They're going to start trying to run stuff. Al-Haddad is my witness. He always remembers that. And here they go. Now they're coming to march on the White House on the Trans Day of Vengeance. Mind you, on the heels of 2 mass shootings being done by one of their own. Now they're coming out full-fledged, posting guns and the whole nine, talking about they're coming for vengeance. They raised money for firearms training as other trans protesters posed with guns ahead of march in D.C. on Saturday. The protest was rebranded before the Nashville tragedy from visibility, instead of vengeance. No, it's like they rebranded it from visibility to vengeance by the Trans Radical Activist Network. So these are the hardcore trannies. They out here choosing violence. But some social media users appear to have taken the protest to another level and have posed with powerful firearms posted along with the hashtag. When are they going to be looked at as domestic terrorists? When are they going to be looked at as threat to society? I mean, I don't hear about Secret Service, FBI, Department of Homeland Security raiding these people, shutting down this particular protest. No, they're getting catered to. Why? Because this is spiritual Egypt. I mean, it's like spiritual Sodom and Egypt, but spiritual Sodom. This is encouraged. This is all good. But I'm pretty sure I remember it had been one of my DSTMs last year. Black gun owners were training and shooting at a man's private home in private home and backyard. He got, some acres. In, I believe it was West Virginia. And them white folks got paranoid, man, and they went to try to shut him down. Trying to take his land and all of that, saying that he was, they was getting nervous. They said when there was a couple of them, it was all right. But people started traveling out there, man. They started seeing black folks with guns, training, shooting in the backyard, and they was like, oh, hell no. And the brother was like, man, everybody shoots. The white, everybody does it. But when we do it, oh, it's a problem. They wanted to shut him down. But let the trannies get online and pose with guns and do all kind of stuff. No problem with that. Oh, now Twitter has since removed more than 5,000 posts that have used a flyer for the event on April 1st. So they were prepared. Look at this. Kill Christ cucks. Look at it. Behead Christ cucks. Roundhouse kick a Christ cuck into the concrete. Slam dunk a Christ cuck. Now, I don't know what that terminology is, but clearly if they, are using the quote unquote Christ name, we know it's Hamashiach, the anointed. Slam dunk a baby into the trash can, crucify filthy Christ cuck, defecate in the All right, I'm gonna stop there. All in the name of Trans Day of Vengeance. Look at this dude. And of course, he got to have on some damn lace panties around his leg and how the good Lord. Here's an activist right here. Loaded rounds.
The University of Arizona Online brings a top-ranked education to you. Choose from 150 plus programs, learn from the same faculty, and earn the same degree as on-campus students. Apply today and make your tomorrow amazing.
Look at him. You look like a tranny Howard Stern. Maybe that wasn't. I mean, the trannies is out of control, man. They shooting up schools. Now they get ready to go march on White House talking about they coming for vengeance. Posting pictures, loading up. Look, here go another one. And there go the shooter from yesterday. Dance the night away. 18 and up. Sliding scale of $10 proceeds towards a self-defense training for trans people. Oh, because they're being hunted down and killed out here in the streets, man. The police is out here, choking them. I mean, they're out here getting lynched and beheaded. Is that what's going on, or is that happening to our people? Is our people out here getting tased to death by police, or is that our people? Are people out there being shamelessly beaten and kicked and killed on camera, even by their own? Even by their own that's wearing a uniform? Or is that them? They're the hunted one. They need vengeance, huh? Well, look at this. We need more than visibility. They want more. They don't have enough. I mean, if you go look at how many people from the LGBTQ plus HIV community are in political offices after slow Biden. It's like over 200 from that community is in there calling shots, dictating policy, writing up legislatures and all kind of stuff. But they need more visibility. I mean, you can't watch a movie or watch a show now that doesn't have some sort of innuendo or just flat out sex scenes and all of that with them in there. You need more visibility, huh? Give me a break. Trans Day of Vengeance. Stop trans genocide. Look. Say that to the face of a Native American. Say that to the face of the so-called black man. Say that to the face of the Hispanic communities. We're active, real life genocide. I mean, hell, go say it to the faces of those that's over there in Vietnam who, you know, got bombed with Agent Orange and all kind of biological warfare that happened. You talking about genocide? What? So, April Fools, as they say, is when they decide that they're gonna go out there and be held. Assemble at the Supreme Court of the United States, SCOTUS. Wear a mask. Bring a buddy. You know. Look at these maniacs. Noah the stigma fighter. He's a he and a him. Tuskura Force, whatever. Who knows if that's even how you say it? It's probably some damn bogus folly. He and they. Bo Bellotti. Any pronoun. We can call him whatever you want. Here go one of them right here. All right, y'all get the point. Here goes the organizers, non-binary, heathens out here, man, wilding out. Trans rights or else. Oh, why not take the, by any means necessary slogan from Malcolm X with the rifle looking out the window. Oh, you gonna take that too from us? Oh, okay. All right. Let me move on. Time is of the essence. Putin is still on the rampage, man. Don't sleep. Still on the rampage. Vlad's apocalypse. Putin's 3,000 diehard troops launch nuke drill testings. The Yars missile as Kremlin threatens a legitimate Western target. So now they even are identifying Western targets as this thing continually fast paces its way an avalanche towards World War III. I mean, just openly admitting it. We know the proxies is already going down. We already know that World War III has pretty much already began. It's already started. It's already going down. It just hasn't been declared on a global level. They just haven't came out and said it. You know what? Hold on. Before we go there, I did want to play this because it's in line with that community. Watch this.
What's up, guys? Alex here from ZBEC. Today, I'm excited to show you our newest product, the ZBEC Tri-Screen 2. This is fun. This is a laptop that
maybe minorities, sexual and gender.
This is a gay pastor. Gay pastor speaking on his quote unquote pulpit, right? Giving a sermon, speaking on behalf of the community and how much they can teach everybody else about the Most High. Listen to this.
Maybe minorities, sexual and gender minorities, have something to teach the church about dying to self, about new life, about...
That was unnecessary drama.
That is not a sign of God's judgment, okay?
I think not. What? He said that's not a sign of the Most High judgment. Thunder and lightning and the lights go off as soon as he says maybe the minority, side of my community can teach others about the Most High. The Most High said, what? Deaf to you, man. What? Play that one more time.
Minorities, sexual and gender minorities, have something to teach the church about dying to self, about new life, about...
Unnecessary drama.
That is not a sign of God's judgment, okay? Maybe minority.
Now, it did kind of seem like he was on cue, pointing up, waiting for the sign. So either he was going to try to, if it was real, all praise to the Most High. If it was fake, they're trying to make it seem like that was a sign from the Most High that's going to back what he was getting ready to say. But it clearly couldn't have been, because the lights went out, which represents darkness and ignorance, which means the Most High shut that up and said, no, there's no light in you. There's no dark. I mean, there's nothing but darkness over here. And matter of fact, you're going to hear the tempest and the storms of his thunderous roar because you're talking as folly. All right. Just thought that was funny and interesting. Nonetheless, getting back over here to the serious side of things, World War III is still on a collision course for the inevitable, right? Russia is staging major war games involving 3,000 troops and nuclear missiles after the Kremlin threatened a target in the West. We just got to seeing North Korea. They're running all their drills and their tests. The latest number saying that they can have a nuke hit America in 30 minutes. Putin's got missiles that can't be stopped. Now they're even targeting the West. They've got submarines floating across the coast of the Pacific that America is constantly paranoid watching. They still have a nuclear sub that's been missing. They don't know where it's at. To my knowledge, the last I checked, they still ain't found it. Don't know what's happening. Putin is flexing his military muscle with invincible weapons in 3 regions, showcasing his nuclear-capable Yars rockets, one of Moscow's deadliest weapons. As you can see here, Putin getting ready to, testing and stepping up his game. It comes as Russia today threatened Sweden and Finland over joining NATO, saying it would make the Nordic countries a legitimate target for Russian retaliatory measures, including those of a military nature. So Sweden and Finland are still teeter-tottering on joining NATO, and Russia's let them know, if you think about it, if you join them, you're in the crosshairs too. Align yourself with the West. Remember, we've been talking about it. Everybody choosing sides. Russia's trying to stop them from even making that decision. All right. One last story before I go. You see here, Mississippi got hit with some deadly tornadoes, killed 26. There's nothing left. Residents there saying it seemed like a bomb that hit them. And I started meditating on this, and I was saying, damn, the Most High is really hitting Mississippi for some reason. Why are they constantly getting hit? But if you look at everything that's gone on over there in Mississippi, man, from dating back to the slave era, dating back to the Devil's Punch Bowl in Natchez, Mississippi. That's the first concentration camp in America. They don't want to talk about that. Look that up. Natchez, Mississippi, the Devil's Punch Bowl, if you don't know about it. If you don't know about it, I'm going to drop this on y'all real quick. You can check that out. The brother, there's videos on it, okay? Devil's Punch Bowl, Natchez, Mississippi. Go look it up. There's videos on it. If you don't want to read, you can go watch it. The bones and the death of dead slaves over there, man, it's unbelievable. I mean, we know about the lynchings and the hangings. Rasheem Carter just recently dead. I mean, there's been a lot of hell that's been going on in Mississippi of late, man, at the hands of our enemies and the destruction and the killing of our people. And I can see the Most High is coming back, man, hitting that place up with a vengeance. Whether it was from the flooding and the damaging of the water supply, the tornadoes hitting. Mississippi's facing judgment from the Most High, man, because they're messing with the Lord's people. They're messing with the Lord's people. There's a long history that goes on with that. I believe it's in Malachi. No, Zechariah. Here it goes. Lucky. Zechariah 2:8 says, "For thus saith Yahweh, power of hosts, after the glory hath he sent me unto the nations which spoiled you. For he that toucheth you toucheth the apple of his eye." That's how the Most High feels about the children of Israel, man. He said, we're the apple of his eye. And anybody that touches us, will bear the repercussions of touching the Most High's anointed. All right. That's why we're seeing Mississippi, going through all of these things that it's been going through of late, man. The damaging and the destruction. Even when you're dealing with, the flooding hurt a lot of Israelites, but there's a lot of Israelites that's out there sinning in iniquity and wickedness too. Judgment is not partial when it comes to the Most High. The Most High said he's not a respecter of persons in judgment. But a lot of people that did get hit up, a lot of them heathen too. Rescuers raced Saturday to search for survivors and help hundreds of people left homeless after a powerful tornado cut a devastating path through Mississippi, killing at least 25, injuring dozens, and flattening entire blocks. As it carved a path of destruction for more than an hour, one person was killed in Alabama. So imagine the devastation, the cleanup, the job loss, the governmental FEMA funds and all that they ain't got, but they got to go over there and try to help. The hunger, water supply, everything is going to get hit over there. But nonetheless, these are all judgments of the Lord. These are all things that we got to stay tuned to. We got to pay attention to. We got to understand and know what is happening in our days and times right now. Short one today, man. Lord willing, we'll have a more in-depth recap and even more to discuss this Shabbat. All right. This will end episode number 197 or 198. I think it's 198. I think we're at 198. Don't let me shortchange myself and shortchange y'all. All right. All praise, honor, and glory to the Most High. IQAhmath. This is Brother IQAhmath. I acquire first name. IQ is all the same. If you didn't wipe your feet when you came in, wipe them when you walk out. Could you do that, please? All right. Shalom, y'all.